Hi, Mr. Daniel. Super excited to meet you again in this discussion forum.
Thank you.
Today, we'll be discussing about digital PMO. See, I've been hearing about a lot of things like IPMS, Integrated Project Management System, Project Management Information System, blah, 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 and number of things. Now, I keep hearing about this digital PMO. Is it another fad? Should the community really spend time to really understand this? Will it get deep-rooted, or is it just a storm in a teacup which will fade away after a couple of months?
So it is really not the old wine in new bottle. Digital PMO has become important because now for many of these large capital projects, it has been mandated to have a PMO. Now, the role of a PMO is it's a third eye of a customer. So, this PMO has to put in a lot of effort to support the customer because the role of the PMO are three things. Number one, they are supposed to make sure that they keep a track of the project from a schedule and cost, and give early warnings to the client if things are not going as per plan, either based on schedule or progress, so that they are able to take corrective action. That requires a lot of effort from the PMO. Second is, they need to make sure those processes as defined by the project quality plan is enforced. Third is, they have to protect the client from litigations by keeping proper documentation of every communication, every information that is exchanged in the project between all the stakeholders. This for a PMO to do is a lot of work. So that is where today with the digital technology advanced so much, the technology can facilitate the PMO to actually do these things in a more effective manner so that the PMO can invest their time in doing more productive work rather than chasing for information. So this is there to stay as long as we believe that we need to have a PMO when executing any of our capital projects.
What are the direct benefits of digital PMO which the manual PMO cannot give?
So there are multiple benefits. As I said, one is the automation part of helping the PMO do their jobs far better or more efficiently, which means they can reduce the cost of the number of manpower resources doing that. From a direct benefits, most important thing is you get very high accurate information because the information that you capture is from the source. So what information you get is directly being presented to you. Second is, since the information is captured from the source, it's real time. So nobody needs to take the information and type it into an Excel sheet or a dashboarding system and give you. As work happens, you get that information. Third part of it is, because it is real time, you are actually capturing all the information, as it happens. So its accuracy of the information is very high. Because if I say I've preloaded a weightage to an activity, when that activity is completed, I get that progress. I do not have to ask the person what is the progress, and that basically removes the subjectivity in all the progress. Then the biggest advantage is it gives you a single version of truth and it is available anytime. So it is self-serviced. So I can keep notifying you on emails if to do any proactive activity. I can give you the reports which you need on your mobile or wherever you are. And then you can drill down to the last detail if you wish to there. And on top of that, it is extremely easy. You can actually have meetings on a large screen where you can present this information directly whenever you want. You don't have to have a fixed time to have a meeting. Whenever you think that you get a warning message that things are not going okay, immediately you can call for a meeting. Everybody sees the same information. And finally, it's very flexible. It will adapt to the way the business is run. I could be doing projects in different ways. Now I can, flex the system to adapt to what I do and my best practices instead of following a structured practice.
See, in one of our casual conversations, you once mentioned that this gives the ability to manage things by exception. That means many of the decision makers, they have this information overload, and they have to literally scan through it and then try to understand where the real problem lies. Whereas here, this just highlights the outliers or the problematic areas on a big dashboard, and you have the facility to do the ability to do the drill down analysis. So can you elaborate on that?
So basically, when I talk about in a PMO system, it is not the dashboard which makes a PMO. That's also a wrong way of presenting it. A dashboard is only telling you what is the status, but that's not what you want. You need to be advised that with this current trend at which the work is going, this is the extent to which this will increase your cost, and this is the extent to which your schedule will change. So if that information comes, you will not look at the information or not take action. You will action it. And there also, by managing by exception, there are also levels of hierarchy specified. You have these different colors that we use, that if it is green, it's good. If it is yellow, which means it's an alert. So that alert can be taken up, and then you fix it so that you bring it back to green. And from that alert, it goes to red, then you have to take action. So that early warning which a PMO is supposed to do, system will prompt so that you take action rather than look at information and then just stay at that.
So the direct key benefit is you get to know about the problems very early.
And take corrective actions.
And do drill down analysis.
And then you can get your catch-up plans. You can do what-if analysis. And then say, okay, if I increase a number of people, when will this project be over now? Or this particular package be over now? So I am able to take action based on information rather than getting overloaded with information.
Now, see, let us say I am from an organization which has a manual PMO. Now, where should I start to go for a digital PMO?
So, again, if you want to implement a digital PMO, you need to follow certain you need to get certain information, which means a fundamental thing to have to actually manage a project is to have a good project schedule, which demands a WBS. So you need to have a proper WBS, you need to have a project schedule, which invariably people make. Now, you may need to go down to a higher level of detail, which the system forces you, because otherwise your drill down has no value. Okay. So first is to have a proper WBS and a schedule. Second is to have a cost breakdown structure. Third is to have a resource breakdown structure. And interlink all of this. You have your deliverables, you have your processes, you have your rules of credit. Now, when you set up a digital PMO, you will be asked to provide these information. And these information is today available. Only thing is, it's available in bits and pieces in different places. So you will get to consolidate these information in one system and set it up. It's a one-time job. And once you set it up, then it becomes so easy for you to manage the project. Which means then everything that you do is based on a plan. And you are always seeing through the system that how it is impacting your plan as the work happens.
So what is the typical switching time from a manual PMO or a physical PMO to a digital PMO?
So, see, we have rolled out this system even in a span of 4 weeks. Because, as I said, we are not having to develop any data. Data is available. Only thing is, the schedule information is available with the planners. The deliverable information is available with the people who are in execution. The cost information is available with the cost control managers. So information is available in silos. Now you're pulling up all that information and putting it into a system and integrating it. So what it takes to do this is to get this data, because in the system everything is integrated. You put the data, it gets integrated, and your dashboards are already ready. So you don't have to do anything other than putting in the data and then give access to the system, train your people, they are ready to go. That's it. You have your project ready in 4 weeks' time. So which is why we say in 4 weeks, you can actually have a PMO, a digital PMO set up in your organization and get your project under control.
That is excellent, because it is not another long drawn process where you have to wait for 6 months, 1 year to see the results. 4 months time, you can pilot it in one project and then maybe scale it up.
Absolutely.
That is fine. But coming back to any change, you are going to slightly disrupt the existing systems or culture within the organization. So here we have a physical PMO in place, switching to digital PMO. Naturally, this question will come like, what will the people involved in the physical PMO, what will they do when a digital PMO comes in? So they may have to slightly redefine their roles.
Correct. So what happens is the PMO's resources were spending a lot of their energy put on the side capturing status and then generating reports. Maybe you would even have a dashboard. Somebody has to punch in all the data, you get that. Now they don't have to do both of this. So all those resources who were doing that activity don't have to do that. Now the people who are the PMO, who are helping the owner make decisions, working on the catch-up plans, working on the mitigations, what are the risks associated, they can invest their time on that and help the owner to make those decisions, or actually take those decisions and implement it.
Okay.
So their role per se remains the same. Only thing, the resources required to do that will reduce to some extent to make it more efficient.
Good. See, now if you want to gain more GAN on this before venturing into this, can you recommend some avenues or opportunities?
See, actually, as I said, this is a very simple system to roll out. So in fact, one of the things that we doing this webinar, in the coming week, is with the objective of telling people that how we did this for other customers. What are the inputs we did, how did we set it up, so that they can actually get a feel of what does it take to do that. So I sincerely urge all those people who are doing projects, be it an owner, be it an EPC or a PMC, if you are involved in executing projects, you need to listen to this the talk to see the practical aspects of how you can actually implement a digital PMO in your organization.
And one last question. When we talk about PMO and all, generally, we think that it is for big corporates. Okay. Now, if it's a small company which doesn't even have a physical PMO, can they leverage this?
So any organization doing a project has to manage a project. If you don't manage, you go out of control. It's very straightforward. Okay. So be it a small project or a big project, you need to have a systematic way of planning and monitoring and controlling that. Now you jargonize it with the word of PMO. Ideally, it is about having a project management team which is monitoring and managing the project. We give them a designation called PMO because there is an office which is only looking at monitoring project. Now, in a very small company, you can manage this activity through technology with very less people. So you become more efficient and you have full control on your project. So that is why it's a must-have system if you are doing any kind of projects.
So thank you very much, Mr. Daniel, for sharing your practical wisdom gained out of multiple implementation of digital PMO. And I'm sure that we'll be able to come out with more sessions like this in the near future.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.